R.K. Narayan's The Bachelor of Arts was first published in 1937. It is a coming of age novel set in the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. Like many of Narayan's works, it captures the everyday life, aspirations, and struggles of middle class Indians in the early 20th century with humor, warmth, and simplicity. The story traces the journey of Chandran, a young college student, as he navigates academic life, romance, heartbreak, and ultimately self discovery. More than the tale of one individual, it reflects the transition of youth into adulthood, the clash between tradition and modernity, and the search for meaning in a changing society. The novel opens with Chandran in his final year of college. He is a bright and confident student of history, admired for his debating skills and oratory. His active role in the college's historical association demonstrates both his intellectual curiosity and his ability to engage with ideas and people. At this stage, Chandran embodies youthful enthusiasm, carefree confidence, and a sense of limitless possibilities. Narayan's portrayal of college life, with lectures, debates, exams, and friendships, captures the vibrancy of youth while also satirizing the rigid educational system inherited from colonial rule. Chandran's life begins to take shape around his plans for the future. Like many educated young men of his time, he dreams of studying abroad in England to enhance his career prospects. However, his life takes an unexpected turn when he falls in love. At a wedding he attends, Chandran sees Maladi, a young woman, and is immediately captivated by her beauty and grace. This marks a decisive shift in his life. The ambitious student transforms into a man consumed by love. Narayan describes Chandran's emotions with tenderness and humor, showing the intensity and awkwardness of first love. Chandran's parents initially support his wish to marry Maladi, and the proposal is put forward. However, Indian society's deep rooted traditions intervene. The family astrologer compares the horoscope of Chandran and Maladi and declares them incompatible. In Malgudi's social context, horoscopes and astrology carry enormous weight, often overriding personal choice. Despite Chandran's pleas and his parents' efforts, Maladi's family arranges her marriage with another man. This rejection devastates Chandran, shattering his dreams and plunging him into despair. For the first time, the confident young man confronts the harsh reality of social constraints and personal helplessness. Heartbroken, Chandran withdraws from his family and the familiar comforts of Malgudi. In a dramatic gesture, he renounces worldly life and wanders along the banks of the river, assuming the guise of a sannyasi. During this period, Narayan gently satirizes the Indian tradition of renunciation. Chandran is not driven by spiritual realization but by romantic disappointment. Yet his brief experience as a sannyasi exposes him to the simplicity and struggles of life outside the middle class world. He learns humility and endurance even if he does not gain spiritual enlightenment. Ultimately, Chandran recognizes that renunciation is not his true path and returns home. Back in Malgudi, Chandran slowly rebuilds his life. Instead of pursuing studies abroad, he takes up work as an agent for the Daily Messenger, a local newspaper. This new role gives him a sense of responsibility and independence, marking his transition from a student to a working professional. His interactions with townspeople, businessmen, and colleagues broaden his perspective on society, moving him beyond the narrow circle of college debates and romantic dreams. Narayan presents this phase as an important step in Chandran's maturation, where he begins to accept life as it is rather than as he wishes it to be. Chandran's personal life also finds renewal. Through a friend, he meets Sushila, a young woman from a respectable family. Unlike his idealized and tragic love of Maladi, his relationship with Sushila grows more natural. He admires her beauty, her quiet strength, and her compatibility with his family. Their marriage is arranged without the obstacles that haunted his earlier romance, and Chandran embraces this union with maturity and gratitude. The novel closes with Chandran entering married life, no longer the impulsive youth but a responsible man ready to accept the responsibilities of adulthood. The Bachelor of Arts is not a dramatic story filled with extraordinary events, but rather a quiet narrative of ordinary life, told with Narayan's characteristic blend of humor, irony, and compassion. Chandran's journey mirrors the lives of many young men in colonial India, caught between personal desires and social conventions, between Western education and Indian tradition. Narayan portrays his struggles with sympathy, highlighting both his follies and his growth. The novel also reflects the universal experience of youth, the idealism of student life, the intensity of first love, the pain of rejection, the search for purpose, and the eventual acceptance of life's compromises. In the end, Chandran's story is less about dramatic success or failure and more about learning to live within the ordinary rhythms of life. He does not go to England, nor does he become a sannyasi, nor does he marry his first love. Instead, he finds happiness in building a career, marrying a compatible partner, and returning to the stability of Malgudi. Through this understated resolution, Narayan conveys that fulfillment is not found in grand dreams or dramatic escapes, but in the quiet acceptance of life's realities.